Right, I think I'm live. Hello, Zen friends. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday evening already. Saturday? Saturday? It is Saturday. Oh my gosh. Time is flying by, ain't it? So happy day to you. Happy Sunday morning to those of you on the other side of the planet. Happy to have you here. And as always, excited to see what messages are going to come through from Spirit. I'm wearing my little holiday hat this evening. So happy holidays to you. And let us begin by, as we do, coming back to this moment. We'll take a big, deep breath in, hold it for a moment, release slowly, come back to here, out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos, back into the moment. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl and bring in some beautiful love energy to prepare us for messages from Spirit. So, first, if you'd like to join me in coming back to the here and now, we'll take a big deep breath in, hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and then slow release, just coming back to this moment. All right, so let us begin. If you want to join me, big deep breath in. Beautiful, beautiful. It's a wonderful calming energy. And as I hit the singing bowl 3 times, just imagine this beautiful love energy flowing in and filling us up into our mental body, our mental body, our emotional body, our physical bodies, our energetic bodies, just filling us up and flowing out to the outside world, letting it do what it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet out yonder. And as we say, it can help us raise our vibration fast if we focus on just one thing that we're grateful for right here, right now, in this moment, even if it's for YouTube chat, and having these live sessions. I'm grateful that YouTube offers this, that we have the internet, right? There's so much to be grateful for. But one thing to be grateful for, and boom, we start zooming off into higher vibration, helps align us with that higher vibration so we could clearly hear the messages of Spirit, and we become little magnets to draw in more of what we're grateful for. So we like that. All right, so we'll do this. I'm not sure how loud it will be. It varies every time I hit it. So watch your volume, watch your ears, watch your rear too. And let us begin. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Woo, woo, woo. Powerful energy tonight. I tell you what, can always tell when you guys join in. It's an extra little zap that comes in. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Put her back up on the shelf to watch us over here. So wonderful. Gotta get my shirt. I feel like, so, hey everybody, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Welcome, Zen friends. Hope you're enjoying your wonderful, wonderful moments. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We've got a great group of Zen friends with huge hearts, great senses of humor. Definitely two things that help us in this amazing adventure of humanity. So there's always room for more Zen friends. So welcome. Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up too. Does help spread the Zen love. You're part of the love tsunami. It's a way you can show your love for the channel and for towards me. And it's free, which is a great thing, but it does help get the channel out there so more people can see the messages of love. So thank you for doing that. Um, and if you are wanting to know how the whole process works, it's all down in the description box of the video down below. Basically, free readings are first come, first serve, and they're generally 1 to 2 card readings. If you make a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings, dive deeper. My little logo and new tag is um, what is it? It's spilling the tea with Bretta Z. So that's what we do. We take more cards for the donations and get more information. You also get a fortune cookie for that as well, a little oracle card with another additional message just to round out your reading. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat down at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. I don't have any set dollar amounts. I know everyone's finances vary person to person. Rate of exchange is different across the world. Cost of living is different across the world. Um, so whatever you give from your heart, I know is what you're able to give right now, and I do honor that. Um, yeah, that's it. And then 2.5 hours in, if I have not gotten to any free readings, I do step away from donations, make sure we complete at least 30 minutes of free readings, and then I continue back to donations. And sometimes even after I finish all of those, go back to free readings as long as I have the energy. Sundays, we always, whatever I don't finish in the morning, I always make sure to come back in the afternoon. So you can always make sure Sundays you will definitely get a message, but I do try my best to get to as many as we can throughout my other sessions. After each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the readings with timestamps. So you could always come back if you miss, you don't have to hang out the entire time if you don't want. You can, go enjoy and do whatever. And then come back after the session is ended. You can see the timestamp. Click on it, it takes you right to your reading. So it's very handy there as well. Also, every new moon and full moon, at least for this last quarter, I think, I've been given away on the new moon and full moon having a drawing for a 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love, whichever you prefer. Here's the link for the one coming up next week, the new moon in Sagittarius on December 19th. So if you want to get into that drawing, check out that video, or it's always listed in the streams description box too. I always have the current giveaway link announcement that tells you how to get into each drawing every 2 weeks. So you can always check that out. Also, can't believe we're almost in the middle of December already, but I do have all of my personal readings, both live and recorded, and my Hedges of Peace on special through the end of the year, even through January 1st. I have it on my calendar for January 2nd to change my prices back. So you have all the way even on the first day of the new year. If you're interested for any of those, you can grab them while they're on special. And then also, if you don't get enough of me in the streams, we do have a podcast called The Easier Path. We just came out with episode number 6, Adventure 6, which is the Unicorn of Love, which is about pursuing love. And like love is a unicorn. I've heard about it in fairy tales, but it's hardly ever seen. So it's a fun, very informative, I feel, from Spirit on approaches to searching and around love, our journey for love. And if you want to catch up on any of the other previous ones, the playlist link is down in the description box, or if you go to my main page, it's at the very top in the playlist link up there too. I think that's all the blah blah blah. I feel like I'm like talking 100 miles an hour, but we want to get to the messages tonight, right? So let us take a look here. Let's do some shout outs. I'll make sure I got all of the lists all up to date here. So we do have, we got Aisha. Well, hey. So Salama, hello, hello. Yeah, there are free readings available. So if you'd like one, you can just ask for your question or a general, if you want to just see what spirit has to say, or do you want to share like the details, you can ask for a general reading and we can pull that. So all you have to do that. So I'll put here, Aisha, you want a free reading. So since you didn't put a question, we'll assume it's a general reading and we'll just pull it that way. Oh, actually, if I would have looked right before that, I'm going from the bottom up. So I do see your specific question there. All right. I got that now. No worries there. All right. And then Marissa, thank you so much. I believe this is you that came through on the PayPal. Yes, it sure is. So Marissa, you will be up after. We've got Holly in the house. Hey, Holly. Thank you for your donation. You'll be the first one up. And then Marissa, you'll be right after that. I think here, let me check timestamps. Yep. So that is how that will work there. Hey, good to see you. And then we have musical beer. I've got you on the free list. Hello, hello. We got user PC, got you for your general reading. And then Tacho Love. You'll be the first free reading once we get to those. So excellent, excellent. And then we do have Salama. Thank you for being here too. I got yours. We'll add you onto the list as well. All right. So I think that is it. We will get going here. I'm going to continue to use this Yuletide tarot because I'm in the holiday spirit, obviously. So we will dive in and see what we got going on. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm grateful to be on the adventure together. So we'll take some little coffee here and cheers, everybody, and we'll jump in. I guess I got a little slurpy there. Sorry. All right. So, Holly, you are up first, and we are at 1313. Look at that. So, that is a place to start there. So, thank you for your donation. We'll give that a love and a like since it lets me. And you want to know what is the meaning of meeting Anand? Oh, okay. Let's take a look here and see what is under the surface. What's the meaning behind the meeting? All right, so we'll step into here. Is it faded? What is to come from it? Whatever we can get, we will take. All right, so we got those first. Let's see what else we got here. We've got these two. Like we got these two here as well. All right, a little step by step. We'll see what this ends up being here. All right. So you do have the Two of Swords in the bottom here. And the underlying energy of the Two of Swords is about really a lesson. It's not really a lesson. I hate the word lesson. It sounds like there's going to be a test or something. But it's more about bringing awareness to the power of the story. And by that's the mental energy. Whatever happens in the outside world, right? We're able to it's meaningless until it gets in here, until we decide what it means, right? And we're given a lot of opinion growing up on what this is supposed to mean, should mean, needs to mean, has to mean, right? A lot of opinion that comes in and all that. So there is this, I get to choose the story about what things mean. And there is this, this kind of, I would say, pulses of opportunities of changing the story of how I approach and how I look at things, right? So, we'll see what all that means. That's just kind of the underlying energy, which tells me kind of stepping stone because it's kind of growth and learning. Sorry, I'm going to be playing with my ears because these fuzzy things are tickling them. But I feel like there is some messages that come in with all that. So we'll dive in here and find out more, of course, with all these cards. Hey, Ellen. Yeah, you can definitely you can ask a question if you want to know how anyone new coming in about the process. It's all down in the description box of the video too, if you want to check it out. All right, so let's see here. Is it faded or what's going on here? Well, you got the 10 of good cheer, the 10 of cups coming in here. So the 10 of cups is a joyful energy that is coming in here. I was gonna say it's not holly, but it's mistletoe. But there is holly, right? I like that. So, so there is kind of this faded relationship energy that it was meant for you guys to bump into each other. Obviously, well, there are no accidents in life anyway, but let's see what the underneath the surface is here, because there is this joy, this emotional energy that comes in. So let's see. Underneath the surface here, we do have the sun. So there is this bright energy here. Um, and this feels very major arcana, inner child, deep emotional energy. Let's see what this other card is real quick here, too. Yeah, the Four of Gifts, the Four of Pentacles that comes in here. So definitely this joyful energy, the Four of Pentacles, even feels like this sense of home. So I feel like there is some, which normally the Sun card isn't like quite a card of past life connections, but it's bringing in past life energy because it's going into the inner child and dropping below into the subconscious, even below the inner child, the inner emotional child. So there is some um, kind of fated. Um, tapestry of woven experiences below the surface here, and that is why it kind of feels comfortable right away in meeting them. I feel like there's, like, this joy, this emotion, a lot of emotions below the surface that are like, "Why are these here already?" It's because of past life energies that have just been, all it's kinda like a current that's going on below the surface. So, there is this fadedness around it. Now, what is the fade? Sometimes we have a faded stepping stone that can come in and kind of go that route too, right? But let's see, you've got 2 by 2 by 2 coming in here, so it's like almost like hopscotch, right? 2, 2, 2. So let's see what the first 2 are. You got the 9 of gifts, the 9 of pentacles, and the 8 of candles, the 8 of wands. A lot of passion, a lot of energy drawing in here. And this 9 of pentacles does bring a little bit of, like, say, abundance from the outside world, but along with independence. So there's a lot of fire, a lot of energetic attraction, which we understand that with past life connections, right? So there's a lot of energetic connection, but there's an energetic draw, a lot of passion, a lot of energy, and it brings like this fullness to the outside world, if that makes sense. So the physical and the passion, there's a lot of that energy there. So along a strong draw. I don't wanna say it's, like, animalistic, but it's almost feels like a wolf during a full moon. It's like, all right, simmer down now," but it's not like this particular energy of these 2 isn't an emotional draw, like, "I wanna be with you." It's like, "I want you," kind of energy, but independent, you know? It's like a wolf who likes to be a part of a pack, but also, um, enjoys its independence. Um, so we'll see what else is here, but I feel like that's an important energy, kind of separate. They're like, yeah, there's this draw that's, it's like you can cut the air with this kind of fire that's there. And then you have the 9 of good cheer, which is the 9 of cups. You have the 10 of good cheer, you have the 9 of good cheer, and the queen of canes, the queen of swords. So this is kinda like this perception of a dream come true of, like, we're so compatible, we just fit like a glove kind of energy, and, I mean, those are powerful energies that come in with that here. So very, a whole nother level. It's like on one hand, it's like, "Rawr," and then this one, it's like, "Huh, wow." There is the emotional piece of it and just feeling like, what? It just feels like things just fit, in a very, I don't know, just dreamy way, right? It almost feels too good to be true kind of energy, which, sometimes love is blind and we can be in this illusion of like, oh my God, everything's so perfect. And it's okay to sit in that. But I feel like it's there and there's a lot of that energy that, is coming in there. Let's see what these other two are. Like, no, stop there. So you got the naughty and the nice list, which is the judgment card, and the 10 of Pentacles. So, wow, very powerful energies that are coming in here, Holly, because you got I like that they call this, I don't know if we can focus in, but it has all these names with naughty and nice next to them. And it is this, seeing things, it's new. Yeah, I feel like you've known them forever, right? And it is, there's like this, it's almost like I'm on the naughty list and the nice list, and I like that there's this great balance and that both of you get that. It's okay to be naughty, but it's okay to be nice too. And the 10 of gifts, 10 of pentacles, another relationship energy, fullness of life energy. And with the judgment card, there is this calling energy with that. Um, drawing to see things differently. Oh, so there's this movie called The List. It's so accurate. Um, And I think I mentioned it in my new podcast, in the Unicorn of Love. Let me just move something over here because I have it here. It's not called The List, it's called the Life List. But there's 4 things that in the movie, and I won't spend a lot of time talking about the movie here, but it's a great movie, but they talk about it's a mom who passes, but she leaves a video for her daughter, and before she can get her inheritance, she has to go on this list that she made from, like, as being a 16-year-old. She found her daughter's little list, and she has to go on this thing and on these adventures. But one of the things is finding true love was on her list, and when she's talking to a friend of hers, her mom actually helped her with her relationship on determining if someone was true love or not. And the 4 things was, on the list is your partner kind? I like that, nice, right? Can you tell them everything in your heart? Do they support your personal growth and help you become your best self? And 4, can you imagine them as the parent of your children? And it's amazing. And, like, what a good kind of grounding type of energy that comes in there. But I highly recommend that movie. It's called The Life List, I think. It was on Netflix a while ago, but, I highly recommend it. But this is that kind of thing, it's determining what it is I want from a relationship, and the big thing that came through in that is, do they help me grow and become the best, you know, version of myself. And I feel like that's the big thing here in the determination of what is this list and the editing and the shaking up of that list is part of what's coming in here. So I like that, the changing of the story. And then you have the 7 of good cheer. 7 of cups energy, which brings in a lot of different emotions, and that's great. It's good to know that, in the beginnings when of like you said, it's new, right? We do have this kind of energy of wow, 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 wow. And then the first time we hit a lower vibration emotion, oh God, but that's where growth happens when, you know, they say something or don't say something, do something or don't do something. And then we're like, uh-oh, and that's when we can look at that and find out, oh, okay, what's triggering inside of me? This isn't about them. This is mine to own. And this is where that growth happens, right? That we were talking about in the list. So I feel like a big part of this, I do feel like there is quite a fadedness here. Tapping into your energy, I don't feel like you have a faded marriage, meaning regardless of what path you take, you're going to end up with this one person, that's stretched across all of your pathways. And it's just a matter of when. I feel like if you go this direction, you do end up with one person. If you make a change and you make choices that take you in a different path, you end up with someone else and like a third one way off to the right. I feel like there's like one, two, and then if you somehow smoke crack and become a a crack dealer. Not a crack dealer, but, someone on crack that's, like, totally lose everything that you'd end up over here. It would take an extremity for this other third one. So it's very little possibility of that one, but 2. And I feel like right now you're kind of in the middle of heading this way with this one, but that doesn't mean that you with your growth, you don't end up going a different direction. So it's more of choices, not destiny within specific individual. Sorry, let me hit my. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. For today's, we're using the wisdom of Hafiz coming in here. So we'll take a look here. I know, interesting, right? But it does feel quite interesting. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, you got take action. I feel like all these horses next year, I immediately got the year of the horse next year. It's the year of the fire horse in the Chinese zodiac. We're, of course, in the year of the snake. So we've been shedding a lot. Next year, there's a lot of action, a lot of movement. And you got card 14. So let's see what this says. The mind is like a bow, and our thoughts can be golden arrows. And there's that two of swords, right? The power of story. Who is not always hunting satisfaction? Who is not beseeching a kiss from the mouth of heaven? Knowing her lips and having a key to her house, let me be your guide. I love that. It says, the time for reflection has passed. Show up, step up, make that next move. Action has genius. Oh, sorry. Action has genius fire in it. There's that fire horse. And it can revitalize and kindle your life, relationships, and projects. Don't hold back. Instead, hold yourself in alignment of what you know is your highest truth and take action toward embodying that truth through your deeds. So I like that. Taking action, not holding back. What are we waiting for, right? So I like that for you. Take action. Boom, boom, boom. So hopefully that helps, Holly. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. Let's see here. We had some other individuals. We got Debbie O in the house. Hey, Debbie. And I got your free reading here. We'll add you onto the list. Make some more space here. And we have JoJo in the house. Hey, we'll add you onto the donation. So thank you for that. And then we have Guerrera means war. Hello, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Add you onto the donation list here. Thank you for that as well. And we got Hot Hot Sun. Hello, good to see you. We'll add you onto the free list here. All right, very good. Boom, boom, boom. You just saw 2 cats. Were there black cats? Here they come. All right. So I think I've got all of those, and thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful for that. It does, you're part of the love tsunami. All right, let's take a quick sip here. Cheers, everybody. Yum, yum, yum. All right. Fat cats. All right. So, Marissa Smith, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation via the PayPal. Let me just check over here. All right, very good. And then I think you are up here. There we go. So, we wanted to know, why did the Gemini change his relationship status from single to in a relationship? All right, let's find out here. Why did they change that? Hey, you're here. I'm here. All right, let's take a look here. So, why did they change that from single to in a relationship? Let's take a look here. Because that last reading was, no, they're not in a relationship. So, what are they doing here? All right, and we'll dive into those, and then these two here too. All right, let's dig in. We'll find out what's going on here. So we got the 9 of gifts, the 9 of pentacles. That's the bottom of the deck. The 9 of pentacles is like a hermit journey, being alone. So I'm like, wow. Um, very interesting. Very interesting, that they got an alone card. So yeah, why do they change it when they're alone with the 9 of pentacles down there? All right, well, let's see what's going on here. We got the 7 of canes, 7 of swords energy, deception energy. So there is this deceive, and that makes sense. It's a deception. Why are you saying that you're in a relationship when you're not? You got the Queen of Good Cheer, got the Queen of Cups. Oh no. Is this for mother? Is this for their mom? So their mom thinks they're in a relationship. So she'll quit asking him, "Are you seeing someone? Are you need I worry about you because 'cause you're alone." You're like, "Fine, I'm in a relationship." That's interesting. I do feel it has to do here, because the Queen of Cups, emotional, she helps, rule over the emotions, but all queens get a second portion, which is, um this energy of, like, double emotional energy makes them the master of emotion, which, mother is a huge energy of that, right? So interesting. Let's see what comes in here, because 'cause I'm like, "Did you change it for your mom's sake?" We got the 3 of canes, the 3 of swords coming in here. His child's mother? Oh, maybe. We'll see here. There is mother energy. But we got the 3 of canes, which is expectations equal disappointment and heartbreak energy. But this is the fear of disappointing, someone. So they're, changing the status. Let's see what else comes in here. We got the 4 of good cheer, the 4 of cups. But this is the emotional stability, to bring emotional stability to someone who, again, you're thinking it might be his baby mama, right? But I got mother, so maybe we'll get more clarity here, but it definitely feels like they're wanting to bring some emotional balance, to someone because of their expectations. But it's deception. It's like in name only, not in reality kind of energy, if that makes sense. Let's see what these other what comes in here, right? We do have 3 of good cheer, Three of Cups energy, which is joy. Well, let's see what these other ones are, because that could be joy and tribe and family to make, the family happy. Um, yeah, let's see what else we have here. Got the Nine of Candles, the Nine of Wands, and also the Ace of Candles, the Ace of Wands. Stepping into their power with this, they're trying to get through a block here, just trying to get past something. So it feels here kind of like if there has been something that's just been over and over, like when you look at the 9 of wands in the original tarot, it shows someone with a bandage on their head because 'cause they've been hitting their head up against something over and over. It's almost like, "For the love of God, fine, here, I've changed it. Are you guys happy?" And even though it's not true, it's like, "If it'll get you guys off my back, here, ta-da, we're fine," right? So I kind of feel like that's a big piece of this is not again, it's not reality. It's just trying to get past, just let's move on. Fine, I'll do this. But, you know, it it doesn't change anything inside me, kind of energy. See what else we got here. Got a couple more. Yeah. We do have child. So maybe for the sake of the child, but it's full card energy. What's underneath that? King of Candles, King of Wands energy coming in here too. So King of Wands is about me deciding what I want in my life, and I get to decide all this. But advisors, blah, 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 blah. Fine, we'll do this. But knowing that tomorrow I can change it back if I want, but fine, if this will get us moving forward and get us off this subject and get us away from everything, fine. Happy now? Again, it's that kind of energy here because that King of Wands is an energy of a lot of people in the throne room just blabbing, 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 wanting something, telling the king how the kingdom should be run, and eventually they'll get tired of it all and clear the throne room and make their executive decisions they want in the kingdom. But this full card child energy is so much about wanting to be free of all these restrictions and blah, 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 and all the noise and just wanting silence. And, it's like they're they're waiting for Santa to come down the chimney, right? But for now, there's a fire in so they're wanting the fire to die down, and then their dream can drop down through the chimney, their little gift, which is an adventure free of all these expectations and all the people trying to, control and have their, 2 cents into how I should live my life energy, right? So there is a bit of freedom that they see if I'll just go along, then everyone will shut up and leave the throne room, and then I'll lock the door, and then I will decide what I want. So that's the kind of energy that's coming in. That's very interesting. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings for, you as well here. See if they'll give us any more insight on it. That is just crazy, crazy. But I get it, sometimes it's just like, "Here, this will shut them up." Let's see what we got here. Taking the opportunity. Yeah, I got new moon energy with this giant new moon coming in. Card 34. Take the opportunity. It's funny, 3 and 4 equals 7, which was that 7 of swords energy there. That's there as well, right? Says every moment the earth's amorous body says, "Make love to me." And the sky says that too. It says, "Gosh, what are we waiting for? Opportunity comes knocking. Your job is to open the door and discover the adventure that waits beyond it." There's that full card. The sun and sky seek your yes, and the world will change because of the risks you take. You are a creator and you came here to explore the possibilities. Even if it doesn't turn out exactly as planned, this is a game-changing moment. Seize it. Yeah, so this is that energy that's coming in here. It just feels like they're getting ready. They're like, "Okay, I'll do this. Everyone will the attention will be off of me. The spotlight's gonna go somewhere else, and then I'll make my escape onto my grand adventure." That's hilarious, but that's what I have coming in there. That makes sense. So good. Wow. I've never had that. That's great. What a great reminder of why I'm single. All right, that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. You are very welcome. Let's take a look here. So Olivier Vagata, hello, hello. Good to see you. Let's grab your free reading, throw you on the list here. User PC. I'll give an update on the free list here in a sec, so everyone will know where they're at. That's a good. Thank you for asking that. And we got Tortoise Love in the house. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Got you on the list now. All right. Thank you so much, Marissa. Appreciate you too. All right. So, for donations, I have Jojo up next, and then Guerrera means war. And then if I don't have any other donations, we'll start into free readings, which is Touch of Love. And you're second on the list there, User PC. And then Musical Beer, we've got Aisha, I think, Aisha. I'm probably totally murdering people's names. My apologies. And then Salama, and then Debbie O. Hot Hot Sun, Livier, and Tortoise Love is where we're at right now. So we will continue down the list. Hey, and then just Janelle. Hello, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. We'll get you on the list here. Did you want a general reading, or if you have a specific question, you can pop it in there, and I'll update that as well. All right, so let's jump back in here. Let's take another quick sip of hot coffee. Cheers, everybody. Got some nice hazelnut coffee with some zero sugar caramel macchiato creamer. Oh, I know. I am spoiled. All right. So let us continue here. We got JoJo at 4254. All right. There we go. And so thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a likey. Hey. So you saw two fat cats. And you want to know, was there an attraction or a vibe between you and T? All right. A new letter. Dun dun dun. Let's take a look. Shuffle it up here. So, was there vibes connection? Okay, got these here. Anything else here? So we do want this one. Oops. You know, I'm gonna need to raise this up, I think, because I keep hitting it. Me and my I must have been Italian in my past life because I talk with my hands. All right. Let's get these in here. All right, bottom of the deck. Let's see, what do we got going on here? You have the Four of Canes. So there is a little bit of this is Four of Swords energy, a little bit of mental rest, mental stability. So I don't feel like this is like a message of going, it wasn't in your head, wasn't in your mind, it wasn't mental energy, it wasn't you seeing things with your brain that weren't there. Let's see what actually is here. You got the Six of Cups. Yeah, past life connections with the Six of Cups. I swear, I think this lifetime you guys chose to be like, we're gonna set a spirit record of bumping into the most past life connections in a human lifetime because it feels like you have a lot of these connections that come in there. Um, but yeah, Six of Cups definitely it feels like past life connection energy. And you have the Nine of Gifts, the Nine of Pentacles, which brings in this it's an independence kind of energy with it as well. So there's vibes, but I feel like there still is this hermit kind of energy around it because it feels like they are is it pocketed away kind of energy. Let's see what that means here. We got these 3 cards came out together. Yeah, we got the High Priestess again, another energy of past life connection, but deep. Like I feel like it's pocketed away that like you would pick up on the vibes, but I don't feel like they did because I feel like it's such a deep energy, a deep emotional connection, and they're not really in that place in their life right now. Um, I feel like they would be like they can feel like there's something, but not like, the pulsating vibes that you pick up because of where you're at in your life and your awareness and the work that you've done. You've turned up your volume where you can like, "Did you hear that?" And they're like, "What? Hear what?" I feel like something's watching us, but I didn't hear anything. That's that kind of energy. But you're like, "No, it came from over there and it sounded like a screeching cat," you know? And they're like, "No, I didn't hear that." Let's see what's on here. You got the Holly King, Aries, Emperor energy, along with the 2 of Candles. Yeah, the 2 of Wands. So there definitely is this fire energy below the surface there. But I do feel and this is an example, like, see how bright this candle is? You see it, but they're they're dimly lit. So you're more aware of the vibe than they are. But it's definitely there, a lot of past life, deep connections that are there. You have the Empress here. So this is this Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy below the surface, Ace of Cups. So I feel like fairy godmother energy of like, but focus on loving and nurturing yourself, your self-love, focus on you. And you're like, yeah, I know that already. But just a reminder, they're like, now is a time to focus on your growth, loving yourself, giving that and raising your own internal love vibration is where the focus is at with this. I don't feel like it's and especially with that 9 of Pentacles, I feel like it's not supposed to be something more right now. I feel like it was more bumping into someone that's going to open up some energies for you, unbeknownst to them as well. So that's interesting. Let's see what the fortune cookie brings in too. See if maybe they'll tell us what is this opening for you. It's almost like they're bringing you a piece of the puzzle, but they have no idea that they're doing it. They're like, "Hey, could you use it?" Like, "Oh my god, this is what I needed." And they're like, "Huh?" It's like again, they're not in the know right now. So let's see what we got here. So what's your fortune cookie here? What can you tell us a little bit about what is it that they bring? We've got the befriend pleasure. Whoa, okay. Got master number 22, which and there's the peacock. There is this energy of they're allowing you to see the difference between well, not the difference, but more the connection that you are more than just your human, that you're of course the actor behind the character. You're that, your higher self. I feel like they help you connect into that energy of the master number 22. It says, like the sun makes love with the fields and forests, so can we with all things. Whoa, not all of the letters of the alphabet. Come on now. It says, we can easily get lost in the pressures of responsibility, and that lostness often creates a forgetting of simple pleasures, the indulgence of a long bath, the friendliness of candlelight, the sweetness of a bright day under a shade tree, the more-ishness of an exquisite lingering meal. Our bodies are sensual by design and quest for delight. This is a good time to follow the path of what brings you pleasure and dance with the ecstasy you meet along the way. Okay. Whoa. But, um, there you go. I don't think I need to tell you anything else beyond that. So, hopefully that helps bring you some clarity. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. And then Guerrera means war. You are up. Hello, hello, my friend. Here is your timestamp. And then we also have just Janelle. Thank you so much for your donation. I'll move you to the donation area instead of the free reading area. So thank you for that. Well, you'll be up next after Guerrera. I think I got tortoise. Yeah, I did. Okay. So, hey there. Let's give whoops. Sorry. Went to the wrong one. Here we go. Let's give your donation a love and a like here. So good news, you were offered the position close to home. Ah, wow. So thank you. That's what they were saying was gonna happen, right? And your first day is December 22nd. Shut up. We're just in time for the holidays. So you wanna know how will the first 2 months go with your new duties? Woo woo. Congratulations. Ah, nice, nice, nice. New boss too, right? An even better offer than you thought. Shazam. Well, congratulations. I love it. All right. Wow. So let's see here. What are the first 2 months? What do they bring you here? New boss, right? Maybe one that'll appreciate you more, huh? We'll take a look here. Well deserved. Well deserved. So let's take a look here. So I feel like this is the first 2 months. Those are the second 2 months. And this other is what else they want you to know here. And I feel like we've got at least one on each side. What's this below here? Okay. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Got it all prepared here. A new boss. Woohoo. You didn't even need to interview. Enough people knew of your work and were like, we want her. Wow. Well deserved for sure. You know, you're it is an amazing thing when that happens, right? Where they're like, no, there's a position opening up, but we already know who you are and you don't even have to interview. We're just gonna tell HR that you're getting the position. And you're like, what? We're just gonna offer it to you. Are we allowed to do that? Yep. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. Um, interesting. The underlying energy, and this is not a bad thing. You have the lightning tree, and this is everything happens for you. And I like this because quite often, like 99% of the time we get the tower or the lightning tree, it's about things are being moved out of our life on purpose to make space for things that are in alignment. But the thing that doesn't get talked about a lot with that is that things are also moved right in front of your path, like magic, like from the sky, there it is, and you're like, "Well, what just happened?" And I love this, that this is divine, and I love this for you. Um, let's answer your question with the first 2 months. So month number 1, you do have here the 6 of gifts, the 6 of pentacles, and the 4 of canes, the 4 of swords. So you do have this feeling of abundance that comes in with the 6 of pentacles because that's you have enough for yourself, you're able to give to others too. So very, very auspicious card of abundance. And the 4 of swords is this energy here of like put your mind at rest and let expectations go because I feel here I can relate to this. You're moving into a new position. You're going to want to be knocking it out of the ballpark on day 1 and you're going to be beating yourself up about I should know this already. God, it's been a week and I don't feel like I know everything. Give yourself some slack, right? What would you be telling a friend who got a new position and they're stressing out? They understand you're in that growth period. At least give yourself 30 days. Come on. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to learn. Be gentle with yourself because you're doing great. And believe it when they tell you that. You're doing great. Lighten up on yourself. And I feel like that's month number 1. Month number 2, you got 3 of good cheer. You got the 3 of cups and the Fool card. So beautiful energies too. 3 of Cups is joy, celebration, also a lot of support, feeling like you found your new tribe with the 3 of Cups. And then this feeling of adventure, of possibilities with the child with the Full card coming in here, right? There is this energy of like, wow, there's not it's I feel like the month number 2, it's like they're like, "All right, you've shown us all this, now here, this is your b" they're like I feel like they hand something to you and go, "What do you think we could do with this?" And you're like, "What?" And I feel like they give you this project or you get something that you're able to, you know, the let us know what the possibilities are. We wanna hear what you have to say, not tell you, "This is what we want." We want you to tap in and tell us, "What do you think is possible?" And I feel like they're, again, celebrating your all of your experience, and I feel like you have this, um like you've been in multiple different places within a company, so you have a unique perspective because you've seen, like, front end, back end, this, that, everything. Even, like, I've been a customer of our own product, it's that kind of energy where you see different aspects of it, and they just wanna see what you're able to do with that, so I love that. You do wanna meet and exceed expectations, they're gonna be a learning curve, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give yourself some grace. I know you gotta keep reminding yourself, "Oh, wait, I'm learning," so, I like that. I can relate to that. Um, in the middle, so that's good stuff here. Let's see what else is going on here. Yep, 3 of candles, which is the 3 of wands, and I like this. There's this, I feel like, the first couple months, well, at least the first month, you're getting a feel for how everything is done. But I feel like amongst all of it, take notes as you see things that could be done better, right? Because you're going to find those things, but give it give it till after the second month. Um, let's say within the second month, where you start to go, so I was wondering, is there a reason why that we do it this way, and not this way? Because, just question mark. And if they're gonna be like, "Well, I don't know. Why? What are your thoughts?" And then you're like, "Well, since you asked, I was thinking if we do this and this, that would cut this away, cut this away, cut this away." And we like bypass a lot of duplicate unnecessary things, and I feel like like you find these things because of all your experience, you're just like, why do we do this? This is already done on that end over there. And they're like, it is? And they're like, because a lot of departments don't talk to one another. And you realize everyone is touching this 3 times when only really 1 department needs to or whatever, right? So I feel like it's that kind of thing, like you're already helping steer things to go in a different direction that's a better direction. So I feel like you immediately start recognizing things just the first month, write it down, and then because no one likes someone to come in and go, "Oh, you guys have been doing this wrong forever." You wait until you've been in it for at least a month, right? Maybe 6 weeks, and then you start to go, "Is there something coming down the line? Is that why we haven't, like, changed this or anything?" And ask questions, and then you can make recommendations, or just, "What do you guys think about this?" And you know how to do that, but I like that. You also have here the Page of Pentacles, yeah. So this is upgrade of things in the outside world. It is abundance energy. You're gonna do so well at this. Just be you, just do your job. Um, you're gonna be fine. If you worry about, fear of failing, then you're just gonna do self-fulfilling prophecy, right? But they know your work and they already know what you do, so trust yourself too, and I like that. You got the 9 of candles and the 9 of wands here, and I do like this energy that comes in here for you too because it is like you are helping them move beyond a barrier that they couldn't get around before, and I do feel like because of your, I used to call it, um people are like, "Oh my god, you found a way around that," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's what I do, I generate options." That was my tagline for many years in the company I worked for. Because like you, I moved around a bunch of different areas, and I'd be like, "Well," you also glean a lot of knowledge from all these people, so you become this kind of oracle of all this information, right? And, I like that for you because you help find workarounds around stuff that people have been like, "We don't know how to make this work," and you're like, "Why don't you just do that?" And they're like, Do that again?" So, I love this, for you. Alright, what else do we have here? Yeah, you got the 4 of Pentacles, this great solid foundation that's here, and the 8 of good cheer too. So I like this movement and flow energy of these 4s and these 8s. I just feel like you're bringing a lot of clarity and helping a lot of stagnation of things move, and I love this, because I do feel like, um, you're just gonna be able to I don't know if you've ever seen, one of the things I like watching every once in a while on YouTube, and they're all over the world, there's a few where there are these guys that when there's flooding and there's, like, these drainages are all up, they just kinda stop, they go to it, and they clear it out, and you see all of this water, all this clog, all of a sudden just and then everyone is able to drive without going through all this water and all this stuff that's coming in here. So, I like this, um, this, wonderful, uh, just a breath of fresh air energy that you come in and they're like, "We this is why we wanted you. We knew you would do this," and they're like, but I feel like you're gonna exceed their expectations too. Like, they know of your work, but to see it in action, look out, right? So I love that. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here as well, but feels like, the freedom, and then working, at from home, close to home, you're like, "Yeah." Yeah, 44, master and power number 44, rest deeply. I just feel like you're just like in this wonderful place, right? Yeah, the Aquariusness. And master number 44 is interesting. I look at that as like being a teacher, kind of energy. Um, because it's like you're able to share with others things and like you help empower people because you don't like there's some people in companies that hold everything to themselves and go, um, just give it to me. I'll do it. And you're like, well, if you show me how to do it, no, no, I'll do it. Cause they want, they keep everything to themselves. But I feel like you're like, yeah, let me show you how to do that. And you can do it yourself next time if you want. And they're like, really? Yeah. Look, you can do this and do that. And you share your knowledge, you share it. You're not afraid. You're not, wanting to hold on to it. Cause you're like, no, it makes sense, and you empower people when you do that. While your commute will go from 4 hours a day to maybe 15 to 20 minutes tops. Wow. Yeah, all that energy, you're like, "I'm gonna have more energy. I might give you more, hours at work." at least in the beginning, right? Wow. Wow. Yeah, so wow, huge growth. Let's see here. It says, "Who does not rest best after making love?" Whoa. So all day long I entwine so sweetly with all forms. Says the maxim goes to everything there is a season. But in our fast paced culture, we often forget about the fertile season of resting. Winter shows us that all life forms must rest. The fields must lie fallow in order to generate rebirth. Now is the time to let go of the plans and pressures of performance and gift yourself a season of stillness. Let your thoughts loosen, your mind wander. Let your soul bones curl into a soft wonder. Then lay your head in the lap of awe and drift away into rest's gentle embrace. Wow. Yeah, I do feel like this is gonna be a restful energy, all this 4-4 stability energy. You're gonna feel finally, like, appreciated in greater ways, um, and I just feel like everything you've gone through has brought you this wonderful contrast, with it as well. So I love this for you, Guerrera. Yay! So, wonderful, wonderful news. Yeah, you're gonna have time to take care of you and nurture yourself, and in doing that, they don't realize what a blessing that is, so I love this for you. So cheers to you, congratulations, I'm so happy for you. Cheers, cheers, everybody. Excuse me. So thank you again for your donation, so grateful. Wow, wow, wow. Alright. Cheers to you. All right. Just Janelle, you are up. Thank you for your donation. Here's your timestamp. And Jojo said, "Oh yeah, deep energy. Welcome to the Talk the Hands Club." New letter indeed. All right, let's give your donation a love and a like here, Janelle. I want to know, what is the energy between Zach and you? Is that a connection that you should pursue? Yeah, we'll take a look here and see what kind of energies are around if you do or don't. Because from spirit standpoint, there's not really a should or supposed to. They don't look at things as better or worse. They look at things as different, like different choices, different experiences, different outcomes. Um, it's almost like we're asking them, "What type of ice cream should I eat?" And they're like, "Well, what are you in the mood for?" And you're like, "I don't know, just tell me what to eat." And they're like, "Well, no, you get to decide what ice cream you wanna taste, so, do you want a sample? We'll tell you if you do this, this is the kind, like, this ice cream is sour. This one is really, really sweet. This one has caramel. This" they'll tell us the different energies. Yeah, yeah, more or less, the taste of our choices going, "Well, this one has, this one tastes like Reese's Pieces." You're like, "Oh god, that's the one I want." Yeah, different. So we'll take a look at that. So right now, we'll look at what's the energy between the 2 of you, um, and then we'll ask that other one, and that'll give you an idea of what kind of energies come in there. Alright. Okay. This and this and this. All right. And then, uh, yeah, we can see what those end up being here. So the energy between the 2 of you do have the 3 of canes, which there's this expectations equal disappointment. Let's see what else we have here. Queen of good cheer, because I got the Queen of cups, and we have the 10 of good cheer. The 10 of cups. It's interesting here because the energy between the both of you, there is this joy, this higher vibration, love energy, and the 10 of good cheer, it's like they're under the mistletoe. This is very much this joyous, drawing heart energy. But the mind, there's this fear of disappointing one another, this fear of being cheated on, or, the fear of heartbreak. And it's interesting that you both have that. You both have this, wow, but there's also like the hearts are like, wow, who is this? But the mind is like, I don't know, you know, humans, they're mean, they hurt you. You can't trust them, kind of energy. Ah, very nice. So you have that joy in that there, but there is this, and that could be the fear of, you know, ruining the relationship, the friendship that we have too. Because, when we're friends and it's like it's great friends and there's a lot of joy, and I could see us being together, but what if it doesn't work out, right? Because then you lose the person you're dating, plus you lose a close friend. It's like a double whammy that, do we wanna take that chance? Kind that's coming in there. Let's see what's below the surface here. I do feel like here's the Eight of Swords, which is kinda releasing long-held thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that make us feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. Um, so we got mistletoe again. Maybe that's what you do, you just go, "Oh, look, mistletoe." Uh-oh, oops. Or you can get one of those little hats that has a little stick that goes out and has mistletoe there. But you gotta be careful who you walk around. But that's the, Lover's card underneath the surface, and the Queen of Canes, the Queen of Swords, which is this balance between head and heart. That's down there too. Just very compatible energy. It's just a matter of getting beyond, those fears that are there. So we'll see about here pursuing. Compatibility-wise, it looks great here, um, you know, with all this energy underneath the surface here. Very good fit. But, if I got like the King of Cups or the Queen of Swords, both of those they balance between head and heart, which spirit gives to me as this someone who is intelligent but also connected to the heart. They're not so much in their head, they don't know what an emotion is, and not so much in their heart that they're emotionally unstable. It's a beautiful balanced energy, right? And it's like you both have that same balance that you just click, right? In a lot of ways. So very much compatible energy there. But let's take a look here and see what from spirit. So if you pursue something romantic, what's the energy? And if you don't, what's the energy? So let's take a look. So if you do, what do they want you to know? What kind of energy surrounds that? We got one, two, three cards for that. There's a growth energy with that. If you don't pursue it, is there just one card? What's this one card? Hmm. Yeah, you have one card for if you don't pursue it. If you don't pursue it, there's the child, there's this ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure that goes forward. So, that's interesting, energy that's there. We'll see what the other one is that comes in here. A week ago, you asked, "Oh, what's coming away for love?" And you described a situation in April with two individuals. Wonder how that will affect pursuing something with him. Oh, okay. Well, you kinda just answered my question. I was like, "What is this new adventure? This if you don't pursue it with them, what's this new adventure, this new opening with someone else?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, that makes sense then." I'm glad you remembered. And that also makes sense on the bottom of the deck because you got Page of Cups, a higher vibration, energy that's there. So let's see here. What happens if you pursue? Let's see what unfolds here. And we have the Hanged Man. There is transformational energy here. It's cocooning. So it's looking at things from a different perspective, transformational energy. Let's see what this is heading towards. Okay. So we do have the High Priestess energy and the King of Good Cheer. So that's the King of Cups I was talking about. But the high priestess is about, you know, stepping away into the high priestess temple to see things differently. Let's see what this ends up being here with these 3 cards because it builds towards something, but I'm kinda getting an energy that the Hanged Man is also a pausing, kinda puts maybe a little pause on your friendship. It kind of stepping away to try to see things from a different perspective with this King of Cups, but let's see what is here. We do have the Knight of Canes, the Knight of Swords. It's clarity. We have the Page of Gifts, which is abundance, and the Nine of Pentacles. Again, this kind of independent, alone energy here. You know, let me pull a clarifier here because what I'd like to know here when I look at all this is, well, this is the energy between you, and here's if you pursue it, but um, what would there be their reaction to you wanting to pursue something more, right? We have the Queen of Candles, the Queen of Wands. It's a bit of fire there. Let's see. That's not really helping me because that depends on your end. That's about your energy. We have the Magician. Again, this is about your energy. It feels like there's no wrong choice. What do you want? Again, going back to that ice cream. But what's this here? And we got the 5 of Canes. Okay, so the 5 of Swords, it would bring a little bit of conflict in, and we already kind of saw that before, with the cards of the 3 of Canes and those original ones where there's a lot of joy, but there's that fear that it would ruin something. There is that conflictingness that would come in there. Um, and how that would affect pursuing. So if you pursued someone else, um, how would that impact your guys' friendship, right? Would that cause it to separate, or would it cause any conflict? Well, we do have the death card there, which is all right, you know, because if that does kind of cut that, um, it's kind of like this. If I'm going to have these feelings for them, for the rest of my life, and if that would keep me from ending this other relationship or not pursuing this other relationship, it's like I'm in limbo. And it's like, what do you have to lose? Nothing. You have a win-win scenario. It's like you either pursue with them and see what they feel and think, and if they're like no, and it ends the friendship, that's okay because you've got this other, and that's what I feel like with that King of Cups in there. That's more of the separating away, going, is this the best match for me? And I feel like there's this conflict kind of energy that's there that I feel like um, it's good to just know. And I know it's a scary feeling, right? What they're showing me is I had a crush on one of my friends once, and um, and I was like so attracted to them, just their personality and just everything around them. Very compatible, we liked all the same things and everything else. The only problem was that they were not gay like I was. I did not know that uh, because we had never breached that subject at that point. But I was like, "Hey, this is who I am," and da 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 da, da, and I really like you and everything else. And they were like, "You know what? I'm so honored." They were like, "If I swung that way, I would be all in, but I don't." And I'm like, "That's all right." It did kind of make it weird, and then they met someone and they got married and all that kind of stuff too. Um, but there is that, um, if you don't bring it forward and deal with it, you'll always wonder, and it keeps you from going forward and heading the direction that you're wanting to go, right? Yeah, because 'cause they're confused with their energy towards you too. So, there is that attraction there, but they have that fear of, ruining the friendship, you know? You see what you need to do? Okay. So it's like, you know what? I'm just going to say, "Hey, this is what's going and everything," and if they're like, "Yeah, I feel the same. Let's go for it. Let's try it out. What's the worst that could happen?" It's better than staying in that stagnant, staying in that, you know, in between period. And yeah, it sucked that I lost, a close friend through it, but also, it allowed me to move forward and not be pining for something that was it's like if you see the dead end signs on a road, you're like, "Well, maybe, maybe, maybe they forgot to take the signs down and they actually it goes through to a major street now." No. You reach it and you're like, "Alright, I wasted time. Let me turn around and then head back to something that's more in alignment with where I wanna go," right? So, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, very good. You're like, "Yeah, I get it." And then but I like it. It's like there's not um, you know, not a bad scenario there. Yeah, and you have invite peace. I like that, because it does invite peace, because when we don't know, that's when we're like, I don't know," and then when we find out, we can go forward, right? Yeah. But that tells us something, right? It's like I didn't wanna look stupid, and that was my fear, but afterwards, I was like, "It's not silly to share our feelings." And trust me, we've had what is it called? Not acquainted love, not reciprocal, where people have liked us and we're like, "Oh, if I could choose." And I've had people, really awesome friends of mine too, that were like, "So, do you think we unrequited?" Yeah, thank you. That's right. Son's my official Google. Thank you. You yeah, you're so good. Um, but I'm like, if I could choose my heart to my heart go, you know, love them, it would have been awesome, but it wasn't there. Our heart knows what our heart knows, and our heart wants to be shared. And speaking our truth is so important, you know. And if someone thinks we look silly, that's on them, not me. That tells me more about them. But if it is silly to speak my truth, then I'm gonna be a very silly person because 'cause I'm gonna speak my truth. And if we're afraid that someone will think we're stupid or silly because our heart is wanting or our heart feels something, then, jerk. Alright, let's see what your invite piece means as I'm starting a war. It says, "Every moment and sound we make in some real way is a prayer call, inviting the holy to wed ever and ever more deeply with us." It says, "It's time to make peace your number one priority, and in order to do that, you must relinquish all desires to be right or good or even understood. Peace surpasses all thought and understanding because it comes from beingness. There's no right or wrong in this moment, only the space between knowing and accepting all as it is." So I like that. That's where peace comes in is it's the not knowing that drives us crazy. So then we know, then we move on, right? Yeah, we can definitely, pull more things on that if you want to find out if there's past life connections or anything from the past. We can definitely do that too. If you want to do another deep dive reading, we can definitely do that. Um, or if you want to do a free reading and just get like a simple like two card reading on it, we can do that too. But yeah, we can definitely dive more into those. So interesting, right? um, I was trying to remember. I one of the cards that stood out to me was the Queen of Cups, and I think you had the Queen of Cups. So you had the High Priestess, which can mean that there is some past life energies there, but we can dive deeper if you want. All right. I know. Information, information. All right. But that's what they have for that one there, Janelle. So thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. Yeah. Yeah, right. Just say, what do you think? How about we go out on a date and then you'll know. Very action oriented. I love it. It's like that. You'll know right then if they're just like, no. You're like, all right. Let me just make sure I didn't skip over anyone here. Yeah, little coffee date just to chat. So cheers. Coffee reminding me of coffee too. All right. So let's take a look here. I don't think I have any other donations. So if you want to make another donation or if you want your free reading, just let me know. Um, in the meantime, here, whoa, come on. What happened here with my mouse? Okay, there it goes. You are welcome. Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So we will jump into free readings. And we have up first here is Touch O Love. If I can get my timestamp right, it was 127 even. So you want to know what is coming in love for you? Is there someone you know or someone new coming your way? Let's take a look here. So what is coming for love for you? Got this one. And is it someone you know? Okay. Or someone new? Let's take a look. You do have the Six of Canes, the Six of Swords energy here. So regarding love, it does feel, when we look at the Six of Swords, it's about, you know, seeing things from a different perspective. It's letting go of old ways of thinking, gaining clarity, seeing things from a higher perspective, which takes us from a place of choppy waters to calmer waters, and it brings movement. So it feels like there is, of course, reflective time with this, where we're looking at and going, what are these beliefs I have, my supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's around who someone should be, what they should be in a relationship, how a relationship is supposed to start and progress, where it's supposed to end up, all this supposed to, who I'm supposed to be in a relationship, what the relationship is supposed to bring me. It's a lot of pressure instead of an adventure. It feels like work, right? And so as we release some of these mindsets, these stories we've been given around love, we see things from a higher perspective. It frees us and it allows movement and change instead of it's like a bunch of speed bumps that we have to keep slowing down for because there's all these thoughts and beliefs that, oh, we got to stop, or like a whole road full of stop signs, not even lights that can be green. It's like, no, it's a stop sign. It's stop and stop and stop and stop and stop. And let's take us on a freeway. Whoosh, we can move more when we're free of all these restrictions, right? So I feel like that is where you're at right now. When someone comes your way, um, is it someone new or someone old? You have the Queen of Good Cheer, the Queen of Cups. She's very intuitive, and um, this feels like someone new because this brings me a lot of past life energy with the Queen of Cups and the moon in the window, because it's like you'll know when, because this is why I think it's someone new. You'll know when you meet them because it's going to be like, wow. this draw, like they're glowing in the dark and they have a rainbow shooting out of their butt, and you're like, "That's them because it's such a strong draw, a familiarity, a comfortability, and you just have all these emotions that you feel from lifetimes that you've had in different experiences. Some, of course, lovers, but there's, different experiences, and you just get all of this. You feel like you're home with someone, but I feel like it's someone new because there is that energy of, "Oh, that must be them," because I don't feel like you've had closeness and stuff, but in comparison, this one will be like, "Holy crap," kind of energy that comes in. But I do feel like before then, you are letting go of some old mindsets, some old supposed to be's and should be's and expectations to, to free up, uh, yourself, for that, you know, connection to be there. Because when we have a lot of expectations that we've grown up with, our view is very, like a horse with blinders. We don't see all of this over here, and we won't even recognize someone. We don't see the rainbow, everything's shooting out. We're like, I don't see it. But as we open up, and then we're like, holy moly, I never seen that before. It's a circus pony. So that's what they have for you, touch of love. Hopefully that helps. So many blessings to you. Hey, Melissa from New Zealand. New Zealand? I can't do a New Zealand accent. But welcome. Good to see you. All right. So up next, we do have user PC. Here is your timestamp. And you wanted a general reading. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I want to see that. All right, let's see here. User PC. What does Spirit want you to know right now? So you've got the Five of Candles, the Five of Wands, and the Matrona, the Empress. Major Arcana number 3 coming in here. Interesting with the Five of Wands energy. It is can be a conflicting energy, but I'm getting friendship energy coming in here, like your friends group, a group of people. And this mother nature, mother nurture, this big nurturing energy that's coming in. I feel like you quite often are the one that it's like um you help people get along with one another. When someone's at odds, they come to you. You're a big source of nurturing energy that comes in. And, it is, they know, they know that it's going to be a matter of fact kind of energy. It's nurturing, but it's not mushy. They know when they truly want solutions, they come to you. If they don't wanna face something, they'll avoid it. But when they're ready, they come to you and go, "Alright, this is what's going on," and you're like, "Alright, well, you gotta get your together and take ownership for your part in it. You can't do that, da 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 da." And I feel like you are this kind of fire, this glue that you put fire under people's butt, but it's like gold gets purified by fire. You help people purify among your close friends, especially, out of love, not out of judgment or whatever, but it's out of that nurturing, and you help them grow, and you help them, like, be the, um, most truest of themselves when they're ready. Again, I feel like there's a piece of this here too that gives you permission to sometimes being too nurturing, we can end up being a crutch for people because we keep solving things for them. But and I feel like there are some here that it's time for them to figure it out. And it's about teaching them to fish, right? Instead of fishing for them, and knowing the difference. And I feel like you do, but I feel like your heart is so big sometimes you just need kind of permission from spirit to go, "No, it's okay. They'll be fine." Let them sometimes, um, we grow through failure, and it's okay for them to do that because you'll help them up. You'll put a Band-Aid on their little skin knee when they try to ride the bike on their own without training wheels. They're gonna wreck into a fence. That's okay. They won't die over it, but, you'll be there to go, "Here's the Bactine." I remember in the olden days. "Bactine, psh, psh," and blow on the wound and then put the Band-Aid and everything is all better, you know? So, I like that for you, but you do have permission to let some people learn on their own, and I feel like that's what I'm reading for you today. Alright, so many blessings to you. Alright, and then we have musical beer coming up. So musical beer, here's your timestamp. And you wanna know, does David think of you? Let's see here. So David, does David think of you? And if so, what does he think, right? Does he think of you? Well, you got the 10 of good cheer, 10 of cups. They think about the good times here, the joyful things here. The 8 of gifts, 8 of pentacles. 8 of pentacles is an energy of kind of putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears, can bring the reward. And it does feel here, I feel like they start thinking about the good times and, you know, um, the things they enjoyed with you. And then they start remembering how times with anyone, it's not just you, but it like times it felt like it was work and it took, you know, energy to go forward and I feel like it's this I wanna say that it's not just you, they kind of blanket it into this big thing, "Oh, relationships," you know, they take so much work. Is it really worth the reward, you know? Is it worth everything? I like the good times, but I don't know about all this other stuff. And that's not like I said, I don't feel like it's specific to you, I feel like it's they just kind of lump all the work of relationships into a giant box and go, "That's relationships. Ugh," you know? So, hopefully that makes sense, but I feel like they do think of you, and they think of the fun times, but then they kind of think of relationships and like a little puppy who gets too close to an electric fence, they're all shocked and, "Yay, yay, yay," and then they kind of, uh, create distance between that, if that makes sense. So that's what they got there for you, musical beer. So hopefully that helps. Right, many blessings to you. And then we have Aisha, you are up. Grab your timestamp here. There we go. And you want to know what does Ahmad Hasim, what do they like about you? All right, let's take a look here. Tap in, see what's something they like about you here. I don't want those, I want this one here. All right. Wow, king of good cheer, which is the king of cups, a big balance between heart and mind. So one of the things I like is that you're not um so emotional that you are emotionally unstable, and that you're intelligent and you can carry a conversation too. A lot of people they meet are extremes. They're either totally in their heart and like emotional wrecks, or they're so much in their head they don't know what an emotion is, and it's just ends up being conversation. But you bring this balance between the two, so they like that you can share your heart, but you can also carry on a good conversation and are intelligent. From their perspective. So I like that. The other thing they like about you, oh yeah, the magus, the magician. It's ruled by Mercury, which is communication, master of communication, but this is also about energy and that you really are able to focus. It's almost like Queen of Wands energy that I pick up, which when you focus on something, you get stuff done. You can make things happen. You have this energy that you put forward, and they really like that energy of action, not just, you know, It's like you have this inner strength, this good balance between divine masculine, divine feminine, where you're not, like, "Oh, you need to take care of me." You're like, "Let's get this done." You aren't afraid to work and get going and apply things and initiate things. They like that you know your power, if that makes sense. So those are 2 things that they like about you. Can't tell them all. What fun would that be? Can just sit in the essence of that one for a minute. Alright. So that's what they have for you, Aisha. Many blessings to you. Right, and then we have Salama, you are up. Let's grab your timestamp here. And hey, hey, general reading about your job opportunities in the beginning of 2026. All right, cheers to you. Let me take a quick sip here. All right. So 2026, what does the job opportunities look like? So we've got the moon. It's interesting, the beginning of January, we do have I believe it's even a super moon I heard, but it's a full moon in Cancer, which rules over the moon. So there's this great fullness of like fruition that can come in around that energy um, at the beginning. It does bring a lot of it's a cyclical energy, and the fullness means abundance. It's when we reach the culmination, and then we start to let go of things to plant new seeds when we get to the new moon. So this full moon energy that's, showing here in this picture above there is saying, that there is this fullness that comes in at the beginning of January. I believe it's January 3rd or 4th? I might be wrong. What else do you have here, though? King of Candles. Yeah, I was gonna say it has to do with your energy. King of Wands. And I like this because this is telling you that there's a lot of opportunity to use this, full moon energy to bring things, but the King of Candles, the King of Wands says, "I get out of my head, get out of all the supposed to be and the should be and the need to be, and what everyone is telling me, like, what I should be doing, what my work should be." And this is an energy of what do I want? You clear the throne room so you can have stillness and quiet. And then you go, what do I want to do? Not what I think I'm supposed to do, but what is it I want to do with my life? What am I waiting to live my life by existing? What does it mean to live? Right. And once you decide, what I want to do, I'm going to put a plan together and I'm going to start taking steps towards it in action. When you're doing that from your heart, especially with that Cancer moon emotional energy, it's like Mother Moon goes, "Yes, this is beautiful." It's a way of showing your heart to the world. Let's do this, right? And they support you in that. So there is this positive stuff, but I feel like the biggest thing is not waiting to see what does the world bring you. It's like your energy is what draws it in. So if you're focusing on like what your heart, where's your heart leading you, then you put a plan and then you have movement and the universe will support you in moving from the heart. If we're, wanting a job, needing a job, and in that fear energy, then we actually push it away from us, right? So it's about a change of your energy is what brings this culmination of things at the beginning of January of 2026. So I like that. Right. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Debbie O in the house. Hey, Debbie O. So you want to know what does spirit want you to know? All right, here's your timestamp. Let's see, what does spirit want you to know? All right, evidently that and that. Your first card is the Two of Candles, the Two of Wands energy coming in here, along with the Sun. Yeah, there's this great possibility energy here coming in, this brightness. And of course, the Two of Wands is that great reminder for us, whatever we focus on is what grows and expands in our life, right? So if I focus on what I'm grateful for, what I love in my life, what I love about individuals, what I love about my job, every area of my life, what I love about my body, you know, when we focus on what we're grateful for, then we have expansion, right? And that's the sun. Wow. Or I can have this little dim candlelight over here when I'm focusing on lack, or need or want or what is missing. Then I get more missingness, I get more lack, I get more want, more need. When I focus on what I want, it doesn't bring it to me. I just get more want. And that's the thing about, manifestation and all that is, um, focus on what I in this moment, what I have and what I have had, gratitude around those things, sincere gratitude. Then we just open up the gates to bring more in. It's like hitting the rebuy button on um, Amazon. Oh, look, I love that. Order me more of that. All right. So I feel like that's the big message right now is being aware of our energy as much as we can, because every moment we're putting out energy and drawing something to us every second. It's a matter of what are we consciously focusing on something, or are we on autopilot and we are following, our inner children that are ordering stuff off of Amazon instead of us consciously ordering what we want, because we end up going, "What? Why did I get 100 little squeaky ducks for the bathtub? I didn't want that." Our inner child did. That's funny. All right. So that's what they have for you, Debbie O. It's so many blessings to you. All right. That's too funny. All right. Sorry, let me just scooch the list down here. Hey, Maria P. Good to see you. Let's grab your reading. We'll throw you on the bottom of the list here. It's not too far away here. All right. And we have Hot Hot Sun is up. Grab yours here. There we go. There's your timestamp. So you want to know what are D's feelings, intentions, and next actions towards you in the bottom of the deck. All right, let's take a look here. Yay! Thank you for being my Google service. When I can't think of words or movies or actors, you're all, boom, you mean this? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. So I love that. All right. So let's take a look here. So we've got D's feelings. We've got D's intentions. We got two cards and next action. So they gave you all of that. And then the bottom of the deck. Hey, Salama, I actually completed yours real quick. Sorry, hot sun. Let me just give that to them here. Here's your timestamp. If you want to go check out your reading. All right, what do we got going on here? Well, the bottom of the deck, we do have the King of Canes, King of Swords. A lot of mental energy, right? King of Swords rolls over the sword suit with a queen, but all kings get a second portion of thinkingness, which makes them big overthinkers or seeking clarity, kind of energy that's coming in there. So really in their heads, not so much in their hearts or even their energies. It's like we're way up here in the clouds, but not clouds dreamy, clouds thinking, energy. So we'll see what we have here. Because you want to know what are their feelings. We got the Five of Candles, Five of Wands energy. So there's a little bit of conflicting energy, right? Yeah, he's avoiding conflicting energy, right? Such a perfect, that's the way it is, right? Conflicted between their head and their heart. So, yeah, and I get it. What happens with that, and that's where this conflicting energy comes from, right? Is that we as humans, we live with two heavy influences in our lives. We've got our heart that has its own mind in a way. Actually, they've proven that there are brain cells in our heart. What? I know. So our heart has its own mind, and then we have our thinking mind that has been conditioned, with all these opinions and stuff from the outside world. So, and a lot of times These are not on the same page. The heart is like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," like you said, "I'm in love and obsessed with her." And the mind goes, "No, you're not." And they're like, "Yes, I am." "No, you're not." "Yes, I am." "No, you're gonna get hurt. My job is to protect you. So we're not, you have, I've the mind has learned, heart, when you're vulnerable and you share everything, people walked all over you and hurt you, so I'm not gonna allow that to happen to you." Yeah. Well, we'll see what comes in here, but I feel like this is more running away, um, like their heart wants and like, "No, you're gonna get hurt." Let's see what else comes in here, but I feel like that's where the confusion is, and this 5 of Wands is that battle that's going on, between them here. Um, what are their intentions? We've got the Star card, got this hope card, this dream come true energy that's here, Aquarius energy too, which makes sense with that King of Swords. Can get so much in their head and they can compartmentalize their emotions, which I'm an Aquarius sun, but I have like a stellium and grand water trine and kite and water, which balances me out. I'm not a normal Aquarian, which is great for Aquarians to say, I'm not an average Aquarian. I'm bizarre. That's very much an Aquarius thing. But there is this energy of, hope, and their intentions are to balance themselves to be able to kinda have a dream come true, but their brain is the one that's overthinking things and looking at this long list of what does has to happen for a dream to come through, right? I'm one of the nice Aquarians. Well, I did. My first relationship was with an Aquarius. I agree. Bastard. Anyway, no, I have forgiven them. They are one of my greatest teachers. Well, let's see what their next actions are. Let's get back to you. We do have the Chariot. So there is movement energy, there is choice energy. So this is based on their current energy, right? So, there is this movement, there is this power of choice, but it's a victory kind of energy. So it does feel here, they are battling between their head and their heart. Um, and I'm just going to do a quick clarifier. Just, are they, are they trying to choose between you and someone else? No, we got the Four of Pentacles here, which is more, um, I'm it's more of a choice between feeling my security and risking my security, the secure feeling, right? Which is the mind, which is the it's scary. What if you break our heart like everyone else, Um, what if you abandon me like I felt abandoned? Don't you remember all that pain you experienced? That's what the mind's telling their heart, and the heart's like, you got to live a little. You got to take a risk. But the thing about the battle between the head and the heart is the heart eventually wins. Even if it takes a long time, the heart eventually wins because it's been around with us the longest. Because our emotional body is created between while we're in the womb up to 7 years old, and then our brain, the thinking part, develops between 7 and 14. So it's got a couple years in advance. Though the mind can be tricky and it knows how to it's like an older brother, age-wise, 'cause our heart stays like 7 years old and younger. So our brain can do little things like, "Oh, yeah, this is what you want," like a middle child, older brother or sibling would do. "Oh, is that what I want? Uh-huh, over there." And then they lock him in a closet. "You're staying in there now." And the heart's like, "No, I want out." So, we'll see. But I feel like that's what they have for you right now, hot, hot sun, so hang in there. Either way, you're gonna be fine, right? You know it. You're like, "Yeah, I'll survive either way. I will not only survive, I'll thrive no matter what happens between us, because 'cause I'm everything I've always wanted. I'm the love of my life. I don't need anyone else." Whoops. Wow. That got really big. Hold on a sec here. There we go. I think we're good here. Let me just verify something real quick here too. Okay, yeah. All right. So many blessings to you there, my friend. All right. Livier Vagata, you are up. Look at this 155.11. Now that the year is ending, wondering what your spirit guides want you to let you know. You are very welcome, Hot Hot Sun. Take a look here. All right. What do your spirit guides want you to know? It's just the beginning. There is no time. What are you talking about? Yeah, I got the King of Canes. I just put this back in, came back out. And you also have the Seven of Gifts, Seven of Pentacles. And that's time. That's funny. Patience, patience. But there's this energy here, the King of Swords, they hold the Ace of Swords and they really have a lot of growth and a lot of learning. It's a lot of our beliefs in the master storyteller. But it's interesting, the story of time, and that's kind of where I was going with. They're saying there is no time. There's just this now. There's just this moment. The past is gone, the future never is here. We live in the present moment. And when we get caught into the past, we're still in the now. We're just hitting replay. We're just replaying, watching old movies. Um, and we're not necessarily being present in this moment. We can get caught into the future about hopes for the future, and it's okay to reflect. Um, and then it's okay to dream, but they're like, but live in the now because that stuff is an illusion. The past is gone, the future never comes. The now is where we live and where we have everything. So this is the only, well, even the now is an illusion, but this is the closest thing to reality in the moment. And we can get caught up and distracted from enjoying the moment. And I feel like this is the big thing. I feel like you've maybe, when you look back over this year, you can kind of see how we worry about things that never come to fruition. We realize it's like a little child that has their little lunch money card that gets restocked every day, and they're afraid for the week because I've only got this much on it. And what if I don't have enough? And they're like, the little old lunch ladies telling the little kid, "Well, honey, that's just enough for today. You'll get for tomorrow's lunch, it's automatically loads tomorrow morning. So you're fine. This is what you have for today. Don't worry about splitting your energy among all future because you will always have new energy for each moment. But if you think that I have to split this energy to all future moments, yeah, we are scared I'm not going to have enough, but we always will. And when we fear about a future event or a future situation or anything along those lines, we will, go, oh, what if, what if, what if? But it's like if we look at our past and realize everything that has happened in my life, I've overcome 100% victoriously, or I wouldn't be here right now. So I've got a good track record. You've got a good track record. We all, as long as we're still living here, we got a good track record, right? So it's like, come back to the moment, I feel like is their big message here is, yeah, it's okay to reflect back and go, look how far I've come and celebrate the victories, the gratitude for what we've gleaned and learned. Look how much we learned in a year and then know that the future takes care of itself and we're eternal beings really. There is no ending. um no one truly dies. We just end scene and we just close a production, but our actor continues on and we star in tons of other movies. But this one end, or we get renewed for another season, who knows, right? But hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you right now, Olivier. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Tortoise Love, we are up. You're at 159.50. Whoops. There we go. He said, "Look at you, a black Santa's hat." That's right. I got my black tourmaline too. Black is the presence of all colors in art anyway. Like paint, when you combine all colors, it ends up being black. But black tourmaline also helps us convert and transmute energy, and it's protection. But I look at it as more as transmuting energy. So I love it. All right. And you would like a reading on a special person in you, whatever comes out. All right, let's take a quick sip here. Cheers. All right. So, what about this special person in you? What do they want you to know? You've got the Empress energy, a little bit of creation, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture energy. And you got the list, the judgment card, the naughty and nice list. I love this here. So it's an interesting energy that comes in here because there is a bit of like dual focus. One of it's like, remember that you deserve the love that you can give. Out of anyone in the world, you deserve the love that you're able to give to others. So it's like you give to yourself first, fill up and overflow. The list or the judgment card usually has an angel rising our human side from the dead to see things from a higher perspective and this drawing of a calling in our life. And so it's important. I feel like a piece of this is remember you are the most important person to you, not to give up who you are or shrink yourself or diminish yourself, but that you are, this judgment of naughty and nice. They're like, there is no right or wrong, good or bad, naughty or nice. It truly is that everything is beautiful, everything is perfect in the, at least in the from the perception of spirit world. There's just different choices with different experiences and different outcomes. There's no right or wrong. It's just, what do you want to choose? What do you want to experience? And then you can make a different choice if you don't like that. So they're like, don't be afraid to experience. I feel like is this energy, this creation. Just realize you are full in yourself, and we're only fully in ourself when we define ourselves by the outside world. But it's like, remember your definition of who you are. And then what someone gives you is above and beyond extra. And that could be what you're experiencing is that you feel this fullness of who you are. And so you feel like this fullness experience with this individual too. What else? Anything else here? Yeah, this is nurture, nurture, nurture. Nurture yourself. They're reminding me, I was reading a book recently, I think it was Mel Robbins, The Let Them Theory, which says you're not here. I think it was her that says you're not here to be someone's partner, to be someone's mother, to be someone's this or that, not the roles. You came here to live a dream, your dream, which is the calling card with the judgment card. You came here to live your dream, and someone can be a part of it, but they're not your dream. You have this in your heart that you want to express to the world in your own special, unique way. Just remember that people get to share your life with you, but they're not your life. And there's a difference with that because we'll diminish ourselves to fit into someone else's life. But it's like, no, no, no. This is about you shining bright, and someone can be along the path with you, but they're not your path. So I feel like that's important energy for you in this moment. Very empowering. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. So I just got a PayPal that came through. All right, Maria, we are just coming to your free reading too. So let me put you up top here on the donation. So thank you for that. So we'll do that and then we'll jump and do your free reading. All right. Whoops. Let me do that so I don't forget that. All right, there we go. All right. So, Maria, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give you your timestamp for your donation. There it is. And then we'll, like I said, we'll circle back for the free reading here. All right. So good, good. Welcome, welcome. All right, let's see what we got here. So first of all, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you tonight. Right, I got that there. Would he like to tell you something today? Okay, evidently. Updates on the dark side. Thank you. What's coming towards you guys? Okay. Anything he dislikes and would like for you to know about your guys' relationship, just in general. I'm sure it's between you guys. And then any other ladies in their life, general for you at work. All right. We'll do the little gauntlet of questions here. We've got Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you tonight. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So they're still feeling fortunate. They still feel like everything that unfolds is for us and everything's going to be fine. You know, they've been through arguments before in their life. They're not, they know that one argument normally doesn't end a relationship and everything. It's, you know, um, we'll eventually calm down and return back. We always do, and we will. So they feel like this is just the wheels are turning, and that's okay. So I feel like that's positive energy there. Would you like to tell you something today? We got the Six of Good Cheer, the Six of Cups. Yeah, so this is good. The Six of Cups is, in this case, it's kind of like, you know, it's childlike energy, the Six of Cups, but it also 3 cups on either side is, and I feel like there's some days that I'm 4 cups, you're 2 cups. There's days where 3 cups and 3 cups. There's other days where I'm only 2 cups and you're 4 cups. That it's, that emotions switch and change. They're not always going to be equal and, you know, always the same. And when we try to go, it has to be this way when it's not, we freak out, right? So understand that emotions fluctuate. And I feel like he would like to tell you that is that, yeah, our emotional energies, it's like they fluctuate depending on the moment. We're never at 100% always, you know, that's always, you know, life fluctuates, we fluctuate, our emotions fluctuate. And, um, and like I said, don't freak out when they hit a certain level. It's like, "Oh, we're all gonna die." It's like, "No, we're not." You know, it's okay. Things always balance out, I feel like is what he wanted to say. Updates on the dark side, right? Yep. We got the moon card. Yep, there's this phases that this goes through. And, you know, just know that it doesn't feel like it's a straight line for the ending of the dark side. It's more of a scenic route, right? It's taking time for things. It goes through cycles. It escalates and then it calms down. It escalates and it calms down. Um, and it feels like it's in a calmed down situation for the moment. But the moon card it's like the Loch Ness monster. There's always something swimming below the surface, ready to stick its head out. So that's where they're at right now. What's coming towards you guys? You got the the King of Cups. There's this wonderful compatibility. There's this balance between the head and heart. And so, like, there's this message here of balance, right? Just know it's going to balance out. Energy coming in here. Um, Anything he dislikes, someone would like you to know. Yeah, the lightning strikes. This is the fear of someone suddenly leaving out of their life and this feeling of suddenly they're pushed away, right? This rejection, this this fear of someone suddenly leaving their life and they feel like that, right? That's the thing that they um dislike is that feeling that they're disposable, this feeling that at a moment I can turn off my emotions. At this moment, suddenly they're at an arm's length. They hate that because that's the one of the big fears they have, right? Is that they're suddenly rejected, they're suddenly left, because that happened growing up, right? When they were a young child, didn't they have, like, a death of someone or someone left, and they were felt left alone and abandoned, and that's the thing that freaks them out the most, is that. So anything that looks like that is what really bothers them. So that's what they would want you to know, um, if they felt like, they could tell you that. But that's a big vulnerable thing, so it's like, "This is the kink in my armor," and you're like, "I know." "Any other ladies?" "Hermit, no." Hermit, they're all to themselves. General for you at work, you got the star card. There's this hope energy, this balancing energy, kind of a dream come true energy too with all of this. But wish upon a star. I like this. It's like, what do you want to happen at work? I feel like going into this new year, they're saying, without a vision, we stay stuck. If we don't have a plan, if we're not taking action towards something, it's like if you don't have a career action plan, then it's time to, put something together. Maybe I should offer that as a service because I used to do a lot of career planning, career, especially when in the last manager position I was in, they were all about there has to be a career action plan of what we want to do, what's the steps we want to get to it, putting a SMART goal, which specific, measurable, what's all that ART? I think I talk about that in one of my podcasts, putting a SMART goal together, and, because it's time bound, it's, appropriate, it's, a reachable goal, not something but it's putting things together, then you have progress. If not, you just kind of stay where you're at, right? Alright. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here for you as well. Nope, none of those? Alright. Yeah, we're getting low in the carts here. Alright, here we go. And you've got retreat, 31 in your little bubble. The little goose in a bubble, or the swan. It's the swan, not a goose. It says, "Alone in the desert, alone in the woods, alone in the hills, so helped me to see more who we are, and to sing so charmingly the heavens sat in my palm." Says, "Now is the time to retreat from an argument, from an outdated belief system, from a dying dream, or even from the noise of the world. Create a safe space for hermitage. Cease all effort, back away from whatever holds your power hostage right now, and seek a shelter for your growing awareness. Wander, hum, rest, go idle. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you can see more clearly who you really are and what next steps are in alignment with your highest good." And that can be any of the situations that you talked about, right? But it's about this, it's almost like the high priestess. Step back to the high priestess temple, see what you want. What is it that you truly want? And once you decide what you want, then take action toward it, right? And put a plan together. And, like you said, if you want a relationship with Wall, you're tired of fighting, then find, something to deal with that, right? What are you gonna do to change it? How can you change it? Is there a book? Maybe the 5 Languages of Love book, read it together. Um, something along those lines. It's like, we're gonna take steps to be in harmony with one another. Let's find out, right? Work wise, again, like you said, find out what you want and then make changes towards that. So I like that. All right. And then for your free reading, Let's grab that here. I'll put that down here. And messages from Walter to you. All right, serious Walter. Let's see what we got here. What are the messages for Walter? Okay, got that one. What else? All right. Four of Gifts, the Four of Pentacles, along with the Five of Swords. This shaking and the rattling, the arguments, right? Here's the conflict. And I feel like this with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a solid foundation of home, and the Five of Swords is about conflict. It is about arguments coming in here. And I like this energy. On one hand, it's like this message from Walter is no matter what fights we have, we always come home to us. So I like that. There's also this reversal of this, which says all of our arguments come from our insecurity and our instability, which when, we talk about the Four of Pentacles, when we define our worth by someone else's actions or non-actions, words or silence, right? People, relationship with people, whether it's lover, friends, family, whoever, or um, the other bucket, the three buckets, right? Relationships, situations like jobs and education, and social status, but then in things, our bodies, our bank accounts, and our possessions. And so when we define ourselves by them, we feel unstable. And when we feel unstable, then we feel out of control. And we feel out of control, we go into fight or flight mode. And then when we feel unsafe or out of control, we end up being a hissing cat. That's why we fight. So it's about getting our worth solid in who we are, then we fight less on the outside because things don't trigger me when I realize I know who I am, and it doesn't, other people's actions or non-actions, words or silence don't change my worth. And so my triggers become less, and then there's, that energy there. So um I feel like that's what they would want to tell you, those two things. All right. So that's what they have for you, Maria. So many blessings to you. All right. You're very welcome, Debbie O. And Olivier, your favorite elf. I'm like I'm like 6'4", so I'm like two elves, an elf standing on an elf's shoulders. You're so funny. All right. Well, I think that is everything here. I'm a very if you saw the movie Elf with what's his face? I see his face. Will Ferrell and Peter uh he's the one that played on Peter, was his last name? Like it begins with a D. But, oh, he's an angry elf. "Say, call me elf one more time." Oh, he's an angry elf, and wah, bam. Such a good movie for the holidays. Alright, everybody. Well, hey, Sudeshni. Good to see you. Oh, cool. Thank you. I didn't see that you, posted a question there. I'll add you to the free list here. Had finished everyone else up, so you came in before the elevator doors closed. That's good because we've only been a couple hours, so that's cool. Yeah, I know, right? Boom, boom. Yeah, it's difficult when you're on the other side of the planet, right? All right, so Sudeshni, we're almost at 219.19, but you're 219.17 here. So you want to know, will Johan and I ever be okay in your relationship? Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, yeah, it's such a good movie, isn't it? He's like, "Here, I'll put the top around the tree. I got it." He goes, he's off screen. All of a sudden, he comes running off and jumps on the tree. He's such a character. All right, let's take a look here. Will Johan and you, based on current energies, ever be okay in relationship? All right, let's take a look here. We do have here the Page of Candles, Page of Wands, and then you also have the Ace of Pentacles and the Star card. There is hope here. And, for a new opportunity in the future here for abundance, definitely here. Good night, Debbie-O. Sleep tight. Um, but it has to do with the Page of Wands, which has to do with our energy and being aware of it, because whatever I focus on is what I experience and what I grow in my relationship, right? So this is all about possibilities. And so there is definitely a possibility there, um, to be there. Because if I focus in on what's not working, that things are not okay, what's not okay, I get more of the not okay, right? But if I focus on that's the one of the biggest ways to turn a relationship around is for me to stop focusing on what's wrong with the relationship and I start focusing on what's right, what I feel is right, which is what I'm grateful for, right? In a relationship. Some people are grateful for fighting in a relationship, right? Well, it takes two to fight, right? So you're both going in circles and you both have issues. Otherwise, if only one of you had issues, you wouldn't fight because the other person would be like, "What's going on? Let me help you. I love you." You know, it's so if there's fighting, it takes one person to ask for a fight, the other person to accept. But we don't have to accept fights, right? So there is this, oh yeah, if I'm focusing on, who someone's not being, what they're doing wrong and all that, then yeah, I'm going to get more of that. And no human likes to have this happen to them, right? You are doing this wrong, Sudeshni. It's like, "Rrr," or immediately we start getting the growl, right? When people start to push us, we resist back. People try to pull us, we pull back. It's like, no, don't tell me what to do. But when someone tells me what they love, what they enjoy around me, I naturally want to do more of it. In fact, I want to do more things that make me feel that way. And it's a wonderful energy. If you want a book that helps, the one I've been just ranting about lately in a positive way is Mel Robbins' The Let Them Theory. And it's a beautiful book about letting go of what I can't control, coming back to letting me. That's the other part of the Let Them Theory is the let me portion. And it has a wonderful things about how to approach a relationship with someone in there too. It's like 2/3 of the last part of the book is all about dealing with relationships with adults, friends, lovers, everyone. And it's a wonderful, wonderful reference. So I highly recommend it. I'm not affiliated at all with it. It's just a wonderful tool that can help. But the energy that we invest, if I'm focusing in on what's broken, then we're just going to continue in that circle. But when I step off the merry-go-round and go, I'm going to work on this. How do we unplug this merry-go-round? Let's stop that first, and then keeps getting plugged back in. How can I, um, transform this? How can I change that? One, I'm going to change my behavior. I'm going to focus on what I love about myself, what I love about my relationship, what I love about them. I might even communicate it with them, what I'm grateful for in them. And I'm going to stop complaining about who they're not being because all that does is irritate and cause them to do more of it. I'm going to focus on what I want to grow. And we do that through our own actions, right? And then at some point, if we're like, I don't want to do this anymore, then we are like, bye. But it talks about a lot of that in that book, which is great. It's a great way that they present it. So I'm glad you're going to check it out. I highly recommend it. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sudeshni. Glad you caught me. Yeah, it's morning over there, right? I got my little world clock here. Yeah. I have mainly in, I think you like over in Estonia. I have Estonia and India areas over there. Yeah, so it's like 5 in the morning, almost 9 in the morning. So good morning to you. Have a great Sunday. It's 8:25 PM where I'm at. So we are rounding out the day. Oh, you're in South Africa. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause I noticed when you make a donation, the currency, is South African. So 525, yeah, so that's the same as, like, Estonia. Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. So wonderful that we can connect across the world. In the olden days, remember you used to have to pay like, here from state to state, we had long distance, but, like, international, oh my god, it was so expensive. Now, we got WhatsApp and, all of this, we're able to, connect across the world all at the same time, and it's just beautiful, I love it. Alright, everybody, well, I don't have any other here, so if you guys haven't got into our drawing next week, here is the link. Every new moon and full moon, I do have a giveaway of a 30-minute personal recorded reading or a hedge of peace and love. So next week on the new moon in Sagittarius, we'll have a drawing. So if you haven't got into that and you want to, you can check that out. And then also it's in the description box of the video down below. Also, all of my services are on special through the end of the year. So all of my personal readings, both live and recorded, and then also my Hedges of Peace and Love are on sale through January 1st. And if you haven't checked out my new podcast, The Easier Path, here's the most recent one that just came out, which is the adventure for the unicorn of love, the mysterious, elusive unicorn called love, right? So if you wanna check those out, also the playlist is listed in the description box of the video down below if you wanna catch up on any of those. I'm actually in the United States, and I'm kind of in the middle of the country in Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is at the foot of Pikes Peak, probably one of the tallest mountains, I think, in the United States, but it's beautiful. Um, we're like right at the plains, high desert in a way. It's more grasslands. It's right where the Rocky Mountains go through the United States. We're like right at the base of them. So it's beautiful, beautiful country. I know, pretty. Can look it up. So that is what we got going on. I will be back tomorrow, of course, at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Um, so I can't believe we're here to Sunday already. It just flies by, don't it? But so good to see everyone. And remember, every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So I have not been out of the United States. Well, okay, I let me change that. I have been across the border into Mexico, and I've been across and actually we went to into Mexico, wherever Puerto Vallarta is. We flew there once, and then also across the border into Canada at Niagara Falls. That's as far as I've gone outside the country. I flew to I've been in Hawaii, that's still part of the United States, but that's about it. I've had so many lifetimes across the world. I'm sure I've been there in other lifetimes, because everywhere feels familiar. I feel like that's why I don't wanna go anywhere because 'cause I've been everywhere. A friendly country, right? Well, if I ever win lottery and I become a world traveler and a world speaker, I'll make sure to come visit. But for now, I'm staying in the basement. I'm a hermit. Got to drag me out. Too funny. All right, everybody, I'm gonna head out. And so sweet dreams. Enjoy your beautiful day or night, wherever you're at in the world. And just know that I love you guys. So grateful for you. And we'll see you soon. You guys take care.